Hello, my lovely. I just thought I'd do a quick video on this GoFundMe that's been set up for Scotty G by Andy Cave, aka Smoking Sheriff, and Paddy Conroy to try and help him get off drugs. Now, what they want to raise is £1,500 target to help somehow, without any kind of medical intervention or professional intervention, get Scotty G, who has a serious addiction to drugs, serious, and that's why he's on the streets, magically cured so he can get on with his life and never touch a drug again. That's what you're expected to believe. Now, this has really annoyed me, the way these two have done this, because these aren't green. Paddy Conroy isn't a green person who doesn't know about life, and Andy Cave doesn't come across as a person who doesn't know about the realities of life and know about drugs and the effect it can have on people. I dare say they've seen the effects and know the effects it can have on people around them or whatever. They'll have encountered it. We all have. Now, this is what Andy has put as the blurb and the reason for doing this fundraising. Hi, this is Andy Cave, aka Smoking Sheriff. We are trying to raise funds to get Scotty back on his feet. He's suffering from addiction and is now homeless. Scotty has nothing, so we are aiming to raise money to get him clothes, a phone, washing stuff, food, etc. Let's give Scotty the help he needs to get back to living a decent life. So, Scotty is going to be given new clothes, a phone, washing stuff, food, etc. And that it will be the answer to all his problems. If I remember rightly, Scotty had a lot of things. He had a phone. He had a place to live. He had clothes. He had lots of fancy jewellery, expensive jewellery. He was always getting sunglasses, wasn't he? Why did they think he hasn't got those things now? As Paddy or Andy, who I'm gathering must be, we've all got them wrong. They must be really naive when it comes to real life and issues of people who have addictions. So I'll try to educate them on actually the truth about addiction, because I did work with drug users on treatment and testing orders with the National Probation Service, so I do know what I'm talking about. He would have lost all those things because he would have spent the money on drugs. He would have either sold them and spent the money on drugs, because a drug addict, as serious as Scotty is, has only one thing in his mind to get that fix. He can't even feel normal or even close to normal unless he's got that fix. So putting him on a farm with Paddy is not going to stop him having those desires. And also, this is what I heard Narrative Destroyer saying, and Reacher, which I agree with. He's still on benefits. Scotty is on PIP apparently. Now, if he is on PIP, as Narrative said, he'll be on the highest tier. Now, I've had this out before many times that really the benefit system should not be paying addicts, people with serious addictions, whether they be addicted to drugs or alcohol, and just leave them to it, give them the money and leave them to it, because they're actually feeding them. They're giving them money to be able to feed their own addictions. They're paying to stay as addicts or stay as alcoholics. It's a ridiculous system. Ridiculous. So what will happen is he'll be getting his money, because I bet you he hasn't lost his bank card. Bet you he hasn't lost that. Scotty will be thinking, now what do I spend my money on? Well, I don't have to spend me money on clothes. I don't have to spend me money on a phone. I don't have to spend me money on washing stuff. I don't have to spend me money on food. What shall I spend on? What do you think he's going to spend on? Any idiot could work out what's going to happen here. Now, the reason I am being so vocal about this is because I've stood up for Scotty in the past. I have, when he was being used and mocked by Video Craig, when, what was it, Jimmy Newman was basically using him and feeding his drug habits, admitting he'd bought some drugs, you know. Scotty G, for some reason, is seen as being someone that will get the clicks and views. But there's a serious element here. Look at his face. Look at his face there. His skin is just so... He's got that cast in his skin that I used to see in drug users. And the cheekbones standing out. Look, I would not be making this video, and I would have respect for Paddy and for this smoking sheriff fella if they'd gone and tried to get Scotty professional help. If they'd reached out to the services, and even if the services fail to deliver, which they can do, I said that they can be a nightmare, but you've got to try and get the services to help them. They haven't done that. They haven't taken him to a hospital, they haven't taken him anywhere. It's just give us money and we'll buy him things, and guess what, then he'll be cured and happy. I can tell you now, and this is my prediction, Scotty won't be able to stay there all that long. Because he'll want to get out. Well, he's not being held prisoner, that's obvious, because Paddy turned around and said he was out going to see his welfare officer or whatever it is he goes to see. So he's out and about. Do you think he'll just be going to see his welfare officer on his own? No, he won't. That's why I said he needs to be kept in a secure unit if there's any hope of trying to get him off drugs. Giving him money will not do anything. So I tell people, think twice, really think twice before giving money over to this. Plus also, let's get a reality check here. You don't know whether he's actually going to be getting the majority of that money or not. That's the reality. You don't know unless they come with receipts. I'm not saying they're going to be using this as a scam, but if they bring receipts of stuff they bought, but again, I can assure you, Scotty has all the money he needs, more than most working people have, to be able to get exactly what he wants and needs. So I'll leave it at that, my lovelies.